Hey everybody, it's Marcus Helton of DMVElite.com. Welcome to our fourth episode of DMV Elite Live here on DMVSTREAM.com. DMVSTREAM.com broadcasts pro, amateur, college, high school, AAU, and youth games in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, live to TVs, computers, and mobile devices like iPads, iPhones, Androids, and more. You can find out more info at DMVSTREAM.com. Thanks again to them for letting us host the show. My guests today are going to be Theodore Roosevelt, Coach Rob Nickens, and Laurel Coach Torrance Oxendine. But first, I got a few bits of news and notes from the past week. Congratulations to St. John's 2013 guard Lindsey Allen, who was selected to the McDonald's All-American game. She's going to play for the East, coached by Oakton's Fred Priester. So there's another DMV connection there. Congrats to the two of them. North Point 2013 forward Naeem Muhammad verbally committed to D2 Shepherd this week. So congrats to Naeem on his commitment. Continuing with North Point, his teammate Marquise Wright, who's headed to Loyola next year, scored his 1,000th career point on Thursday against Huntingtown. Congrats to Marquise. Some more scoring from out that way. Calvert's Alexis Smith became the all-time leading scorer in Calvert County history, boys or girls. Congrats to Alexa. She's headed to Drexel next year. Some recruiting news. Princeton Day Academy's Dron Martin, 2013 guard, transferred in from Bishop McNamara. He picked up an offer from Monmouth, D1, this week. St. Francis's Dwayne Morgan, 2014 forward, picked up an offer from Arizona. He's already got offers from everyone you can think of, including Maryland. He was at the game when they beat Duke, along with a bunch of other area guys that Maryland's been recruiting. And a guy who doesn't have any offers yet, but tons of interest, a young guy, 6'10", 2015 center, Sylvester Agbanda of National Christian, told me he's heard from Syracuse, Boston College, Miami, St. John's, Stanford, and Baylor. Young, really talented guy, and that's a good list of schools that are looking at him right now. Again, like I said, no offers, but he's on the radar for a bunch of teams right now. As far as DMV Elite coverage, it was a light week for us. I did a recap of Tuesday's National Christian Riverdale game, which National won in overtime thanks to 34 points from 2013 guard Isaac Fleming, who's one of the more underrated guys in this area. Doesn't have any offers. I'm not really sure why. If you're a low 1/D2 coach, Isaac Fleming's a guy you definitely need to have on your radar. You need to go check out. Also in that game, Sylvester Agbanda, who I was talking about earlier, hit several big free throws, including 2 to send the game to overtime with 0.5 seconds left. Real good free throw shooting performance from him. You usually don't expect that out of big guys. So the 6'10" kid stepped up and went, I believe, 6 of 7 or 7 of 8 from the free throw line for the game and was really clutch for them. My man Shalapi Oriola, he shot a video of the second meeting between Eleanor Roosevelt and Bowie, which Roosevelt won handily to avenge an earlier loss to Bowie. Lape also has video up of the Spalding girls win over Riverdale Baptist. I spent all day yesterday at the Presidential Hoop Fest at Northwestern in Hyattsville, and I'll have videos coming today and tomorrow from Montrose Christian, Friendship Collegiate, Riverdale Baptist versus Miller School, Princeton Day versus Middleburg, and Theodore Roosevelt versus Dunbar. All right, now I'm going to bring in my man Rob Nickens, head coach of the 22-2 Theodore Roosevelt Rough Riders. They lost a tough one last night to Dunbar, but it's still been a really, really successful season for Roosevelt.
Hello?
Hey, Coach.
How you doing, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, Coach? You're on with me on DMVSTREAM.com. Thanks for coming on and joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Well, like I said, I talked to you a little bit yesterday. I didn't get to see you after the game. I know you dropped a tough one to Dunbar. Well, first of all, before we get started, I mean, what do you think was the key? What was the difference down the stretch in that game?
Just, right now, we're playing a little bit tired. What's good is that we get a week of practice before our next game. We can go over some things and get back to defending the way we was defending early in the year.
Right.
That's going to be a key down the stretch to us having a successful run. I think last game with the run that we had, when you're not losing, it's hard to really teach things because on a nightly basis, kids are saying that, hey, coach, you're jumping on me in practice, but we win it.
Right.
Right. And I think that rubbed off a little bit on us for a while. You're hearing everybody on the radio, everybody talking about how good we have in the run we have, but you still got to beat basketball. So I think, know, us getting back, not making no excuse for the loss and anything like that. We really honestly need to get back in the gym and get back to the basics. And that's what we're going to do.
Right, right. Is that kind of a natural thing that kind of happens, though, when you coaching, high school kids or young guys?
You know, honestly, man, you know, just having a lot of people had run like that in a while in this area.
Right.
So, you know, for that to happen, you know, we blessed to have that run. But like I said, I think so. I mean, you know, these kids here, you know, they hear, you know, day in and day out, they hear about their stats, they hear about the rankings. You know, I never worried about rankings. I did not come into the season wanting to go undefeated. I came into the season wanting for Theodore Roosevelt to play good basketball and win the DCIAA tournament. That's the goal for us every year.
Right.
Our league is, you know, similar to like the Catholic League. You know, they just changed the format of the city title game, but you have to win 3 games in 3 nights, and that's what we preach every day.
Right.
Win 3 games in 3 nights, and that's why, you know, I made the schedule tough like I did to be able to be ready for tournament play.
Right, right. But yeah, one of the things, I mean, your schedule is definitely tough. Some of the non-conference wins you have are really, really impressive. How early did you start putting that schedule together?
I started putting it together last year after the season. You know, knowing that I was going to have Johnny Schuler, who I think is a great point guard. You know, Mike Warren, the experience of Eric Quick and Kobe, and we call him Kobe, but Gerard on return, and Tavon Alexander returning. You know, we both be commended, you know, good run, you know, with the schedule. So that's why we started put that schedule together early last year.
Right. Okay. Well, what has it been like, you know, integrating some of the new parts that you brought in? Like you said, Johnny, I know you knew you were familiar with, but, I mean, and then bringing in Mike Warren, Jabril Faulkner, guys like that. What was it like bringing them into the program?
I mean, first of all, these kids are great kids off the floor as well as on the floor. So, you know, the day-to-day operations of the program, guys on by, they're going to school every day, being in school on time, going down to take academically, you know, what they're supposed to do academically. From that standpoint, it was great because it rubbed off all our guys. And, you know, the basketball part, I mean, when we get out of practice at 5 o'clock and Johnny Schuler leaving the gym at 8:30 at night, you know, that was all on kids, too. You know, one night I had to put him out the gym. We finished practice at, you know, 5:30. And, I mean, I had the ball bounced in my gym. It's 8:45. He's still working on his game. He's still shooting.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, with that rubs off on everybody, you know, and then, you know, guys buy into that. Look, I got to work a little bit harder. And, you know, you come back 2 days later, and there's 3 more guys in the gym league. So,
right.
You know, it's paying off, I think, for us, man, you know, across the board with our guys. And I'm really happy to be a part of this program and have kids that want to work hard.
Right, right. Well, you talk about Johnny and his work ethic, and he's definitely established himself as one of, if not the best guards right now in the area. What do you think about, you know, the season he's had? Is it what you kind of saw coming?
I thought he was going to have a great year. I mean, you know, just, you know, him transferring in last year, you know, during the middle of the season and being able to watch him practice and everything, I thought he would have a great year.
Right.
But I didn't know his work ethic was as hard as he is. I mean, he works hard to be good. I mean, we played yesterday. I think Johnny got 500 shots up yesterday morning before we played.
Wow.
So, you know, that's something that, you know, we have to do around before big games. And, you know, I watched him literally shoot 500 jump shots yesterday before we played last night.
Wow.
You know, at times I'm thinking that, you know, maybe, you know, he's shooting too much or we're doing too much, but that's just the way the kid works. Right. So, I mean, you know, you never want to kill somebody who's work ethics, you know that.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, another one of your guys, I mean, that you brought back, Everett Quick, and he seems to a guy to me who's kind of under the radar, doesn't get talked a lot about, but he's been like a key piece to the team. Can you talk a little bit about him and what he's meant to you guys?
Well, you know, Everett can play, plus Everett plays 4 positions. He plays anything from a 1 to a 4.
Right.
I think, honestly, he's a matchup nightmare for most teams because of his size. If you put a smaller guard on him, he's going to post him up. What he's worked on to make him a better player is perimeter shooting. When we first got Everett, he was just an attack the rim guy. Mm-hmm. But now, you know, Everett can knock down, you know, 15-foot mid-range jump shot. And he's added 3-point range, too, you know. So, I mean, it's really, really hard to match up with him. You know, a lot of people don't, we start 5 guys that's under 6'5", but average normally is bigger than most people's 3.
Right.
He's like 6'3", 6'4", like 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a matchup problem that we go into the game with, saying every night maybe average the guy that can be the matchup problem for the other team, and it's worked for us all year.
Right.
So I think it's a great player for us.
Right. Okay. Well, you know, in previous shows, me and Eric Larson, my colleague, we've talked a lot about your team and some of your guys. And one of the things that we've always talked about is the depth. It seems like you've got the deepest, if not one of the deepest teams around. I mean, would you say that did you know coming into the season that was going to be something, or did that kind of just develop as the season's gone on?
You know, just honestly, you know, if you look at Jabril Faulkner, I mean, I think you would agree he could probably start for most programs in this area.
Right.
6'6", comes off the bench, athletic as can be, shoot the threes, you know, can rebound with the best. So he gives us an advantage coming off the bench. Troy Stafford, another kid that comes off for us, tremendous defender, you know, can shoot the threes. You know, he has to handle the ball a little bit and can attack the rim. You know, we have guys like Marvin Cyrus. You know, I can go on and on. Greg Dorsey. We have a lot of guys that come off and have bought into their roles. And, you know, it's hard to get a kid like Jabril to buy in early, you know, but for the betterment of the team, you know, we let him, you know, told him to understand that, you know, if you come on, we have a better chance to win.
Right. So
I'm blessed to have good kids, because a lot of kids don't understand that, you know, it's about the team, not me individually. And I think Jabril and Troy and I guys to come on have definitely bought into that role.
Right, right. Okay. Well, one of the things I wanted to touch on with you, and you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, you know, it's been a controversial subject. Here is the, you know, the, I guess, demise of the DC title game, as it used to be WCAC versus DCIAA. I mean, what are your thoughts on the whole format change?
You know, I mean, honestly, because of uncharted waters, I you know, started trying to understand how the format goes. Like, you know, we talked about it yesterday. Mm-hmm. You know, by me winning, you know, I think 21 games, 22 games right now. Clearly, we're above everybody as far as winning percentage, and I think you get picked to go in the tournament by your winning percentage, first of all. Right. Now, in our league, we get two automatic bids from the DCIAA championship game situation. Okay. So, like last year, even though I lost the Cougars in the championship game, I still would have got an automatic bid to go to the tournament. Okay. Take the 2 DCIAA tournament teams that make it to the championship game. But this year, it was like, for me, even if I get to the DCIAA championship game, I will still get a bid based on my winning percentage. Right, right. So it's like, either way, I'm going to go because I technically had a large bid because of winning percentage. And if I do make it to the championship game, I get a bid. So that's the little tricky part of it that I'm trying to understand how it works. Now, with a team, for instance, like Wilson, from what I'm hearing, because of their winning percentage, I think Wilson's something like 15-6 or something like that. Right. They have to get to the DCIAA championship game to get a berth. Okay. So that's the crazy part of it. As far as the tournament, I can't sit here and say I don't like it because it's new. Right. You know, I can't sit here and say, you know, what are they doing, what's going on with it, because it might be, I ain't gonna say better competition, but, you know, over years to come, it might grow. We just have to wait and see. I mean, you know, me, I grew up on the city title game, so I'm a big fan of the city title game, but, you know, when something comes around that's new, we just have to wait and see how it plays out, and that's what I'm gonna do, Marcus. Gotcha. I'll wait and see.
No, I understand that. Okay. Let me see. So this guys, you guys are off this week until Friday, right? I know you guys play Bell. You guys are at Bell, or you're at home?
We played Bell on the road Friday night last, our first game, and then the fireworks began. It's tournament time. So
right.
That's what we've been, been preaching and talking about all year. Like I said, coming into the season, the goal was not to go undefeated. The goal was to win the DCIAA championship, and that's still a goal that's reachable, and that's what my guys are going to focus on at this time.
Gotcha. All right, Coach. One thing I wanted to talk about was just the way you guys have kind of fit into the area scene here. Obviously the DMV is known for its basketball. When you guys are having the season like you're having and you're beating teams like, Montrose and Riverdale, Princeton Day, what do you think it says about the strength of, DC public schools?
Well, I think DC public school basketball is strong. I've always felt that, I had good teams in Roosevelt. Even when I was the head coach of Martha Washington, I thought we had, great teams there. If you look at Coolidge, Von Jones,
right,
a great schedule together every year. Von plays some of the best teams in the nation. Nobody talks about it, but he lost to Finlay Prep at the time when it was ranked #1 in the nation by 8 points.
Right.
So, I can say honestly, Wilson, Princeton Day, they played some tough games also. Now, off the top of my head, right, I can't think of two, but I know Princeton Day for sure. That, Andre does a great job of putting the schedule together. So, if you look at Keeper Stingar, he took St. Francis to the wire.
Yeah.
It's good basketball in the DCIAA. And, the Washington Post and people like that, giving us credit. But I always thought it was a good league.
Right.
And, I think that, as long as we continue to play them games, the Montroses of the world, and, the Riverdale Baptists of the world, we get the credit that's due.
Right.
All the programs are great programs, and we have great programs also.
Gotcha.
So, I was scheduled tough next year with the guys that we have returning. And I know we're on a schedule tough next year. So, our league will be talked about, for years to come as long as we continue to do that.
Right. Okay, Coach. Well, thanks, Coach. I appreciate you for joining me. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the tournament.
Man, looking forward to be there, Marcus. And I just want to say, man, you do great work. DMVElite is strong. And as long as you guys are around this area, get a lot of publicity for your kids to be able to move on. So continue doing the work that you and Chris and Mike, all you guys are doing over there at DMVElite, man. We love y'all.
Oh, thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
Okay, have a great day.
Hey, you too. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Okay. That was Coach Rob Nickens at Theodore Roosevelt. Came on, talked about his team, the success they're having this year, what they're hoping for going forward into the new DC tournament that was established this year. But next up is my man Torrance Oxendine from Laurel. He's going to talk a little bit about the Maryland 4A South playoffs. The draw for that just came out today. I think it might still be going on. But he's going to come on and talk to us. But before I bring him in, I want to talk a little about the schedule for this week, which is the last week of the regular season for most teams. In Virginia, the playoffs have already begun with the regionals. So let me start with tomorrow. We've got Murray at Riverdale Baptist. That's a nice non-conference game. Interesting game. Tacoma Academy at National Christian. St. Mary's Riken against Good Counsel. And in Virginia, like I said, regionals have already begun. You've got Fairfax versus Herndon, Yorktown versus W.T. Woodson, Chantilly versus Marshall, McLean versus Robinson, Oakton versus Langley, South County versus Mount Vernon. There's a whole bunch of games on that night. So tomorrow's going to be really busy Virginia-wise. On Tuesday, St. Maria Goretti is at Montrose Christian. That should be a pretty interesting game. Martin Gebbin going against some of the big boys that Montrose has. Battlefield at Potomac, Virginia. Tacoma Academy versus Chavez. St. Albans versus Potomac School. Magruder versus Churchill is an interesting Montgomery County game. Heritage versus Loudoun Valley in Virginia. Flint Hill versus Sidwell in the MAC. And Garfield versus Stonewall Jackson. Wednesday's pretty light. You've got both PG County Championship games at Wise. The boys' games, Potomac versus Eleanor Roosevelt. That's going to be a good one. We'll definitely be in attendance for that one. On Thursday is the Sleepy Thompson tournament over at St. Stephen's and St. Agnes. And the breakdown for that is you've got Benedictine versus the Heights at 3 o'clock. You've got Glenelg Country versus Episcopal at 5 o'clock. You've got Pope John Paul versus St. Stephen's and St. Agnes at 7. And then at 9 o'clock, you've got Middleburg versus St. Agnes. The second round is going to be on Friday, and the finals with the championship and consolation is going to be on Saturday. This is the 57th annual Sleepy Thompson tournament. So if you get a chance to get down to St. Stephen's and St. Agnes, make sure you do check that one out. All right, now I'm going to bring in my man Torrance Oxendine, the head coach and athletic director at Laurel High School. He's also with the Team Takeover organization, so we might touch on a little AAU stuff today.
Hello?
Hey, Coach Ox.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on? Marcus Helton, thanks for joining me today on DMV Stream.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Oh, you too, man. But definitely wanted to talk to you about the playoffs. I don't know if you had seen the final playoff draw today. I'm looking for it right now to see if anything had changed, because I'm not sure where.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I was waiting on updates for people who attended the draw as we speak.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I know the question we were having was where Oxon Hill fit in, because they originally got left off the draw in the 4A South. So only 11 of the 12 teams are up right now. We've got you guys at number 10, but the top 4 seeds are Roosevelt's 1, Duval's 2, Wise 3, Flowers 4. Just wanted to get your thoughts on the 4A South this year and how it's kind of played out. It's obviously one of the strongest divisions in the 4A. What do you think about how the season's kind of played out so far?
Well, yeah, as you stated, the 4A South is one of the toughest conferences in the state, regardless of classification. It played out pretty much how everybody expected it, with the front runners being Roosevelt, but everyone else being able to compete. Everyone's had a victory over somebody that they maybe shouldn't have, and everybody's lost to somebody that they maybe shouldn't have. So this year, this is by far one of the best years for the 4A South that we've seen in recent years.
Right. Well, now I know you guys, like a lot of teams in the 4A, you've had your ups and downs. You've beaten some teams, you've lost some games. I know you thought you should have won. How do you feel about your squad right now heading into the postseason?
I feel really good about our chances, just based on the fact that we played everybody close, even with the games that we've been behind at the end. We played a very good Superman team, as well as a very good Flowers team this past week. So going into the playoffs, with a victory over Flowers, pretty much gives us a sense of belonging, and that we can compete with any team that's in the 4A this year.
Right. Okay. I wanted to touch on some of your guys. I know you've got a lot of new faces in your lineup, and that you guys you brought in who've arrived and come into the program this year. As far as college interest, things like that, I mean, what are things looking like right now with some of your guys?
We have Aaron Brown, who is our leading scorer. He's a combo guard. He has some Division I interest. He just recently took the SAT again. We're waiting to see where he'll end up. We have Ty Marshall, our center, transferred from Tacoma Academy. He has some Division II, as well as junior college and NAIA interest. We have a sophomore, Mamadou Njai, who has some mid-major Division I interest. So we have a couple pieces that that we think that can be productive and go on to at least play at the next level.
Right. Yeah, Mamadou, he's definitely a guy who caught my eye when I came to see you guys play. He's definitely a guy who's going to be fun to see how he kind of develops and progresses the next couple of years.
Yeah, he's been working extremely hard, and he improves every game, which is all that we can ask. He's a 6'6" wing, so he kind of puts you in the mode of like a Grant from Grant from DeMatha.
Mm-hmm.
one of his idols we got to talk to recently, Victor Oladipo from Damascus.
Okay.
You know, gave him some inspirational words. So hopefully that will, you know, help him to mold himself and develop a work ethic similar to those two, and hopefully, you know, he can attain goals similar to what they've achieved thus far.
Right. Okay. One of the things I touched on in the intro right before I called you was I mentioned that you're coach and athletic director, so you wear two hats over there. How's that been? I know you've been doing it for a couple of years now, but what's that like?
Oh yeah, well it's fun and exciting in one sense, and then as anything that you do in life, it has this learning moment.
Right.
But you know, the thing that I enjoy the most is just seeing all of our athletic programs try to strive and improve on a daily, monthly, and seasonal basis. You know, it's a little bit tougher during the season, you know, as far as, you know, maintaining stuff. But, you know, I've developed a system now that I think that will prove to be successful in managing, you know, the administrative side as well as the coaching side. So it's just, you know, anything, if you can get the ideal balance, I think that, you know, you'll be successful if you have the dual hat syndrome, as I call it.
Right. And another thing you're involved with, obviously, you know, Team Takeover, one of the most successful AAU programs in the area and the country. Wanted to talk to you a little about that. You know, when you're coaching for a team like that, when you're affiliated with them, how much of that, you know, kind of attitude and stuff do you carry over into the high school? How much do you try to have that rub off on your high school guys?
Well, I try to emulate as much as possible from the Team Takeover program. Keith Stevens is not only a great coach, but he's a great mentor in most aspects because of his experience and just his longevity in the game. With Team Takeover, they promote the student athlete first, which is what we try to do in our aforementioned programs, as well as they not only try to take care of, you know, basketball-wise, but they promote becoming young gentlemen, and which is something that, you know, we all strive to do as coaches. So from everything from drills to just post-game stuff to even scouting, we try to, you know, implement as much of the Team Takeover philosophy, you know, as possible. And, you know, being around that staff as well as the elite group of players that we bring in and year out, you know, it just adds another element to my coaching.
Right.
It enhances me, you know, not only as a coach, but as a person.
Right. I mean, it seems like the AAU season is going to be here before you know it. So I'm sure you guys already gearing up for that.
Yeah. You know, Keith Stevens and staff is all, you know, they work year round, making sure everything is at the best that it can be in order for us to, you know, be as successful as we have been. You know, we've been very successful on the EYBL circuit for the past several years, as well as placing kids at major high Division I institutions across America. So, you know, to continue that, you know, once you get to the top, you know, you have to do the same things that they did. And I try to utilize his mindset and the tools that he uses to, you know, stay on top, to try to, you know, at least build upon the Laurel program and try to, you know, get it back to the upper echelon of the 4A South, as well as just Maryland basketball.
Right. And I know that, you know, you've got some events coming up, some things I'm going to be working with you on, helping you out with. Can you talk about those for a little bit? You know, some of the camps and showcases that you've got planned?
Yes. Oh, yeah. We got some great events coming up. The third weekend in March 24th and 25th, we're going to do a Unsigned Height Senior Showcase, in which we take 72 seniors per day, and we give them a guarantee of 3 games and we're going to stream live the All-Star game so that we can promote them to Division II, Division III, junior college, and NAIA schools across the country. We have such a plethora of talent in the DMV that sometimes everybody gets caught up in the hype of going to Division I when, you know, the main objective is to make sure as many kids can go to school for free as possible from our area.
Right.
So, and bringing that idea to fruition, we want to make sure that annually we have camps that will provide a venue or an avenue or a platform, so to speak, so that coaches that may be in Texas can tap into the stream and watch good basketball and you know, recruit kids from our area.
Right, definitely.
Also, we plan to have a middle school showcase so that you know, private schools as well as public schools can see the talent level that's on the middle school level in a bright form, as well as, you know, you streaming those games. And also for the middle school showcase, we want to work more on development so that the kids get the proper skill level and fundamentals needed to play on the high school level, because a lot of times, you know, when they get to the high school level, they need a little bit of extra, you know, to make either junior varsity, freshman, you know, teams.
Right.
So we have to make sure that we put them in a forum that will allow them to learn new skills, also learn about the NCAA process, because they'll be entering high school, and things of that nature to promote them being a student athlete holistically.
Got you. All right. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to coming out to all that. But I want to thank you again for joining me today. It's Coach Torrance Oxendine of Laurel High School. Man, I really do appreciate you coming on with me today.
No, thank you. Anytime you need me, Marcus, it's always a pleasure. I'll answer your call first, anytime, any day of the week, and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It means a lot. But, yeah, we'll be talking soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
The Torrance Oxendine of Laurel High School, talking about, you know, his team, his philosophy, some of the events that he's got coming up. Before I get out here, I wanted to let you guys know some of the stuff we have coming up. Obviously, we've got our DMVElite Winter League for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders going on at Clinton Christian. Where that's coming down to the end here. We're going to have the playoffs starting up soon. Definitely come out and check that out. We have some of the most talented 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in the area. It's great competition all day, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have our DMVElite West Boys Future 100 camp on March 9th. That's going to be at St. Maria Goretti out in Hagerstown. If you were familiar at all with our previous Boys Future 100 that we had at Bowie City Gym back in the fall, you'll know, we try to do it pretty big, get some trainers there, strength and conditioning coaches, skills trainers. We had plenty of high school coaches in the building to check the guys out, so we're looking forward to that. So if you go up to our website, DMVElite.com, over on the top right-hand side, you'll see the link to that. DMV West Future 100 Boys Individual Camp for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. That's going to be on March 9th, 2013 at St. Maria Goretti High School in Hagerstown. Appreciate you guys for joining me. We'll be back next week to talk a little bit more in depth for the playoff brackets in Maryland and Virginia and D.C. Thanks for joining me. See you guys later.